Good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with a daily video forecast discussion for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2013. And once again on this Tuesday morning, we're starting off the day with plenty of clouds across the region. Skies are generally mostly cloudy just about everywhere. There's a few breaks of those clouds across northwestern New Jersey and Sussex and parts of Warren County that we'll see on the satellite imagery in just a moment. But other than that, temperatures are running pretty uniform. They're ranging from the upper 30s in parts of the lower Hudson Valley and parts of interior Connecticut to around 40 to 42 degrees in the New York City metropolitan area and out on Long Island. And they're in the mid and upper 30s across most of northeastern New Jersey and into the low and mid 40s elsewhere across Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey as well. We can see the cloud cover pretty nicely with some breaks in the clouds across northwestern New Jersey and into the Poconos region. Elsewhere, a pretty thick area of cloud cover pretty much from the Mohawk and New England valleys here and southeastern New York State right along the coast of New Jersey down through the Delmarva. Most of this precipitation in the form of rain, light rain that is well offshore and will remain so over the next day. NEXRAD base reflectivity here coming out of the Fort Dix, Philadelphia, PA radar beams here this morning show that some of the precipitation, most of it is well offshore as we indicated, but some of this on an easterly fetch is trying to make it in. This is in the lowest kilometer here, trying to make it in along the coast. So we could have some light sprinkles here, but none of the observation stations are actually showing anything reaching the ground. So most of this is probably drying up as it gets toward the coast. Starting off the day with cloudy skies and most of the precipitation offshore. If we move the radar in and zoom it in, we find that the precipitation will remain offshore. Skies will break for clearing later tonight and tomorrow, and then a frontal system approaching from the west will cross the region during Wednesday night. There could be a few rain showers along it, but weakening as it moves through the region. And then high pressure begins to go back into control again during the day on Thursday. By the way, tomorrow is going to be a mild day with temperatures soaring on southerly winds into the 70s. And the NAMWRF composite temperatures at 2-meter temperatures, these are near the surface here, 6 feet, starting out this morning in the chilly upper 30s and 40s. And as we go through the day today, temperatures really won't rise that much. They'll probably get into the low to the mid 50s. And again, with the cooler winds off the ocean, temperatures along the immediate coast, the south shore and east ends of Long Island, but particularly the northeastern corridor of coast from probably from around Sandy Hook all the way down through Atlantic City. Right along the immediate barrier islands, there temperatures remaining in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees in that cool air mass. And winds become southerly during the day, overnight tonight and into the day on Wednesday. That's where temperatures really going to start soaring. Temperatures tomorrow from the NAM model forecasted to get into the mid-70s, upper 60s in northwestern New Jersey and parts of the Hudson Valley and interior Connecticut. And then that cold front comes through, weakening as it does so during Wednesday night, probably passing around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tomorrow night with a shift of winds back to the west and temperatures dropping off into the upper 30s to low and mid 40s by sunrise on Thursday. And Thursday will feature a pretty chillier day, still a nice day after all. But temperatures are running again from the upper 50s into the low 60s, which is just slightly near or slightly below seasonal levels for this time of the year. And for the coastal waters this afternoon, we have small craft advisories, which are in effect today for northeast winds at 20 to 25 knots, gust up to 30, seas 5 to 7 feet. There's a slight chance of showers early this morning and then a chance of showers late this morning and afternoon, but most of that, again, as we can see, is offshore and probably will remain so. Winds becoming north tonight at 15 to 20 knots, and then west winds at around 10 knots, becoming southwest at 15 to 20 knots with gust up to 25 knots tomorrow afternoon as temperatures soar and seas build to 4 to 6 feet. Wednesday night, winds south becoming west after midnight with a frontal passage, seas 4 to 6 feet, and there is a chance of showers at that time as the front begins to weaken as it moves through the region. Then on Thursday and Thursday night, northwest to west winds at 10 to 15 knots, dropping off to 5 to 10 knots Thursday night, and the seas also responding from 3 to 5 feet, dropping off to 2 to 4 feet on Thursday night. Friday, west winds at 5 to 10 knots, becoming north after midnight, seas 2 to 4 feet, And on Saturday, northeast winds around high pressure moving off the New England coast at 5 to 10 knots, seas generally averaging 2 to 3 feet. Further south, we have a gale warning in effect right off the Delmarva coast there until 2 o'clock this afternoon for some strong winds gusting up to 35 knots. And the GFS forecast maps precipitation and pressure across the region. High pressure off the southern New England, actually off of eastern Canada, out of Newfoundland and Atlantic Canada, and that will be moving further out to sea as this area of low pressure off the mid-Atlantic coast begins to move north and parallel just east of the coastal waters during this afternoon and tonight, keeping most of the precipitation out of the region. But notice the winds are still out of the off the cool, chilly Atlantic waters, so temperatures today are going to be tempered, but they'll drop, they'll rise precipitably well tomorrow with a southerly wind. And we can see that in the maps in motion now as the low moves further off the New England coast. This high pressure area here and a return flow of southerly winds is going to mean temperatures rebounding into the 60s and 70s on Wednesday, with sunshine breaking out just everywhere tomorrow afternoon ahead of this cold front. And the cold front's going to move through the region, and as it does, most of the lifting will be out into eastern Canada and Quebec. And as the front comes through, showers will begin to weaken, but there still could be less than a half of an inch, maybe a third of an inch of rain showers across the region late tomorrow afternoon, mainly across northwestern New Jersey into the Hudson Valley and the city proper. And most of these light rain showers will extend to the coast and then weaken as they move offshore tomorrow night as winds shift to the west. High pressure begins to build in across the region, but we still have another upper air disturbance here, which will be a shortwave, which will be moving through the flow on Thursday night and Friday morning. So cloud cover will still be in the forecast for that period of time, and there could be a sprinkle or a light shower. And then high pressure begins to get in control here, and this would be for Thursday night right through Saturday and Sunday. And it looks like the high will continue to build across the mid-Atlantic and New England states at that time, and temperatures will be near seasonable, with temperatures generally running in the 60s. Now, things get a little bit interesting for next week, because as the high moves off the New England coast, we have another disturbance here, which is going to form a wave of low pressure along the old frontal boundary here, the baroclinic zone here across the southeastern and southern mid-Atlantic coast states. And as the high continues to build across eastern Canada and the western Atlantic down through the mid-Atlantic coast states, this area of low pressure will be developing across this area across the southeastern United States, and a strong cold front and upper level low here will be moving through the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes region. And eventually what looks like it's going to happen, or at least what the modeling is trying to show, is that high pressure will stay the force with a northeast wind, cloud cover variable through early next week, and then this frontal structure, mostly an occluded front with most of the moisture heading into southeastern Canada. But the modeling wants to slow this pattern down, pinch this low off as it gets eastbound towards western New York and the eastern Great Lakes, with a surface wave developing along it across the southern mid-Atlantic coast states, and that brings in the chance for precipitation during Thursday, May 2nd. That would be Wednesday night and Thursday of next week. And we can see that the modeling is trying to show some what the European modeling was showing yesterday, and now the European model has flipped a little bit and is not showing this kind of intensity with this cutoff low here. So we'll just have to wait and see. This is pretty far out in the forecast period here. And so that's going to do it for today's discussion. We'll be back bright and early on Wednesday morning. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great day.